that you're gazing upon a premium device. It's made of gently curved Gorilla Glass 5, and it has a solid aluminum frame. Our 10 Pro is in this Solstice Gray finish. For now, the device comes strictly in matte color options. While it isn't so flashy, it still looks great when it catches the light. The finish feels great too, silky smooth. The phone is quite thin at the edges, and the sharpness adds a bit of grip as well. There's something missing here as a flagship, and that's IP68 dust and water resistance. There is some splash proofing in the design, but you don't get the same peace of mind you would with some competitors. The Mi 10 Pro's screen is curved to be symmetrical to the back panel, and is protected by the same Gorilla Glass 5. It's a tall 6.67-inch OLED, with a tiny punch hole for the selfie cam up in the corner. High refresh rate screens are all the rage these days, and the Mi 10 Pro's fits the bill with this 90Hz refresh rate. It makes moving elements seem silky smooth to the eye. The screen resolution, however, is only 1080p, which isn't quite up to par with the competition. Nevertheless, everything looks pretty sharp. Blacks are super deep, and you have lively colors, which can also be said to be quite accurate in settings. This display also has excellent brightness, up to 510 nits with a manual slider, and up to 860 nits in auto mode when out in the sun. So on the visual side of things, the experience is great on this device, but Xiaomi has taken care of the audio side as well with its dedicated stereo speakers. Rather than having the earpiece as one of the speakers, 25 megapixels, and these are simply awesome. Among the best we've seen from a smartphone yet. Plus, the sensor's large size means that you get a shallow depth of field, handy for taking some artistic-looking shots. As far as zoom goes, the 12-megapixel 2x telephoto takes flagship-grade photos, which are not only high in quality, but match the colors of the main cam's shots. The other 8-megapixel zoom camera provides 5x zoom, and basically everything about these shots is great. Except that deep down, we can't forget that the camera has a 3.7x zoom, and crops the center of the sensor to achieve 5x. At night, the main camera takes some really impressive shots, even without night mode. From closer examination, however, the details don't appear as sharp as the competition. The same goes for the ultra-wide cam at night, even more so. Dark mode, which looks snazzy, and also can save you some battery on an OLED display. You don't get expandable storage on this device, so you have to make do with what's on board. You do get plenty though, with options for 256 or 512 gigs. There are also a couple of other features worth mentioning. There's an IR blaster which you can use to control appliances with. And there's also support for NFC, for connectivity or mobile payments. As a flagship, you'd expect nothing less than cutting-edge performance, and the Mi 10 Pro doesn't disappoint here. It runs on a Snapdragon 865 chipset, which supports full 5G connectivity. Benchmark performance is among the best out there, and the gaming performance here is great, especially with games that support the 90Hz screen refresh rate. And while the phone does get warm after long sessions, we didn't notice any meaningful throttling. Powering all of this is a large 4500 mAh battery. It does an excellent job. The Mi 10 Pro scored an excellent endurance rating of 101 hours in our battery life tests. That was with the screen at 90 Hz. Dialing it down to 60 Hz resulted in a score of 105 hours. The Mi 10 Pro comes bundled with a laptop-grade 65-watt USB-C charger, even though the phone only supports up to 50 watts. Still, we didn't have any problems, and we were able to charge from 0 to 77% in just half an hour. You also get support for fast wireless charging, up to 30 watts, which you can achieve with one of Xiaomi's proprietary charging pads. The Mi 10 Pro 5G has a high-end quad-camera setup on the back, not unlike the one you'd find on the Mi Note 10. There's a 108-megapixel quad-Bayer main cam. Then there are two telephoto cams, an 8-megapixel 5x1 and a 12-megapixel 2x1. Finally, there's a 20-megapixel ultra-wide snapper with autofocus.
When you think that you lost, oh, I will take your hand and we'll rise up from the dust. Oh, here we go, 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 let us heal and grow. You won't be alone, we're unstoppable. Don't be afraid to show.